Week 10 of the NFL season sees several all-time records eclipsed. Here's what's ahead on the OG's post-game show. The Saints' Drew Brees obliterates the Bengals, and in doing so, number 9 moves into second place on the career passing touchdowns list. We've got some great highlights for you. Aztec RASHAAD Penny has his best day yet for the Seahawks, including his first career touchdown. Could Seattle slay the Rams? And the Chargers play perhaps their final game ever in the black hole. We've got all the good stuff, and John and I will go face-to-face in another edition of Fan X Fan. It's the OG's post-game show, and it starts right now.
This is the News 8 post-game show.
On second down, it's Chubb. Nick Chubb across the 40. One man to beat. Still going. Chubb will take this all the way. 92 yards for a Browns touchdown.
How about the rookie, Nick Chubb, for the Cleveland Browns? Johnny goes 92 yards on that rushing touchdown. That is the longest rushing touchdown in the history of the Cleveland Browns, and they get their third win of the season. How about that?
200 yards of total offense for him and 2 touchdowns. And to think, I was excited to see him in my opponent's lineup this morning for fantasy football. Oh, he's got a Cleveland Browns running back going.
Sure.
That's one less player I'll have to worry about.
Baker Mayfield also throwing 3 touchdowns, and the Browns, as I said, got their third win of the season already. They're actually got a winning record at home, 3-2-1 on the season. Hi, everybody, and thanks for sticking around for the OG's postgame show with John Howard. I'm Kraska. Lots and lots of good stuff today, lots of highlights to show you. So we're going to get them rolling right now with the best things we saw today. John, what's your best thing?
I think I would call it the most unusual thing. Okay. I haven't seen this in a long time, and we're going Patriots and Titans. The Patriots go with the flea flicker past to future Hall of Famer Tom Brady, who shows all the grace and agility of a newborn giraffe. In fact, well, here we are.
Oh, my.
The inspiration. Remember the last time they tried this in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
At least this year, Brady caught the ball, so they are improving. Back to the Pats-Titans. Tennessee follows with the pass to Marcus Mariota. Good for 21 yards. Odd deal. The last time opposing quarterbacks in the same game each caught a pass was the mid-90s when Jim Harbaugh of the Colts and Bubby Brister of the Jets did battle. More on this game later in our show. But
it is amazing. It is amazing that a guy like Tom Brady, who obviously is one of the greatest in the history of the game, can look so uncoordinated and klutzy when he's trying to catch a football, both in the Super Bowl and today.
He doesn't look like that way when he's running.
No.
So why, after he's made a catch?
I love the analogy, though. In fact, I was at the zoo recently and saw some giraffes, and yes, I thought I saw one with a number 12.
How about you? Best thing, favorite thing you saw?
For sure. Best thing I saw today actually happened at every stadium across the NFL today. This, of course, on Veterans Day, John, a salute to service. Touching and poignant tributes to all branches of our military. There were flyovers, always great to see those. Players wore decals on their helmets and assorted camouflage gear as well. All proceeds from the sales of the military-themed gear and $1,000 for every point scored going to the USO, the Pat Tillman Foundation, and or the Wounded Warriors Project. And of course, for all who have served, we want to wish you a very happy Veterans Day. John, we are blessed to live in a military town, and we have such a love for the military. It's so great to see the NFL also extending that love today.
Yeah, 2 things on that. The $1,000 per point. It was a high-scoring Sunday, which was great to see. And I also liked each player got to put a branch of the military sticker on their helmet. For me, if I'd been playing, that would have been the Air Force. My dad served in the Air Force for 5 years, so
fantastic.
It was cool to see each player, deciding which sticker they'd put on their helmet.
And I'm with you. Mine would have also been the Air Force because my father served in the Korean War with the Air Force, 1951 to 1953. Still with us today, 87 years old. Love you, Dad, and to all the veterans out there, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for your service. We continue with the highlights now, and of course, for the Chargers, it was maybe the last time they would ever play in the black hole because remember, they don't actually have a home next year yet.
Right. It'll be interesting to see if the Raiders end up down here in San Diego for a year. In today's game, second quarter, Derek Carr is back to pass for Oakland. He fumbles on the sack by Melvin Ingram. Corey Liuget recovers. Corey's not going to quite make the end zone, but he gets the ball. That sets up a Chargers field goal and a 3-3 tie later in the second quarter. Phillip Rivers is going to throw to Keenan Allen for the touchdown, 10-3 in favor of L.A. Jake Keenan working on his dance moves. And then in the third quarter, Melvin Gordon, a 66-yard touchdown reception. That's back-to-back touchdowns by possession in this game. But LA goes on to win a ho-hum of a contest, 20-6 the final. The Chargers now 7-2, best start to a season in 12 years.
All right, meanwhile, the 2-6 Cardinals visiting the 8-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid and the Chiefs probably expecting an easy day. I think it was a little tougher than they expected. First quarter, Pat Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, 37 yards on the touchdown. So he goes up into the crowd to celebrate. The Chiefs have a 7-0 lead. Now we go to the second quarter. And Mahomes, boy, has he been something. He'll set the Chiefs record today with his 31st touchdown pass of the season. And, you know, we're only through 10 weeks so far, right? Again, it's to Hill for 14 yards, and this time not only in the crowd, he takes over the cameraman's job and has a little fun with that. Chiefs win today by a final of 26-14. So a quick look at the standings in the AFC West. Still, it's the Chiefs on top, 9-1. They have yet to have their bye week. That doesn't come till week 12. The Chargers 7-2, and of course the Broncos and the Raiders pretty much out of it at this point.
Yeah, it's obviously
safely say that.
It's a two-horse race or a two-giraffe race in the AFC West, no doubt about it.
We'll take our first time out here on the OG's postgame show. When we come back, John and I are going to do battle in another edition of Fan
X-Fan.
That's right. Which are you? Are you still rooting for the Chargers, or have you abandoned ship? And are you on the other side of the argument? We're going to argue both sides for you coming up in Fan X-Fan. We also have our Sunday's Best. You weren't playing against Eric Ebron today, were you, John?
He was on my bench.
Oh, ouch, in a big way. Eric Ebron had our Sunday's Best. We'll tell you what kind of crazy points he put up, not only in the real thing, but in fantasy as well. And as we go to break, we head off to Santee, where folks there today were enjoying a wonderful day of football. I understand there were a lot of kids today. Our videographer who was out there today, John, said a lot of kids, Little League teams out there and enjoying some football and some fun, some family time. And we also got our special delivery today as well.
Yeah, a lot of kids up in the sports department, like Todd V, our sports producer, and Joel, the editor. Great food, the chicken Caesar salad, and the Meat Lovers pizza was a nice one.
I'm always a big fan of the Meat Lovers pizza. We appreciate you, OGs, and we're back with more of the OG's postgame show right after this.